Man, what is good, people? The second wave of DLC for Sonic Frontiers has been out for a while, and I have done everything it has to offer. So in this video, I'll be breaking down all the new features and modes included with this update. There's honestly been more content included in this DLC wave than I was expecting, and I was pleasantly surprised with some things, and underwhelmed with one particular thing. Anyway, before we get into this video, do me a favor and hit the like button so that more people can discover this content, and subscribe to the channel as we're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Upon booting the game up after installing the update, I was greeted by the details of the update followed by a prompt to enable the birthday decorations. When I loaded my primary save file, I was then greeted by a birthday-themed loading screen followed by the details of the Action Chain Challenge and the new Coco, which I'll talk about later. So what are the birthday decorations? Simply put, they're the following: a new party outfit for Sonic, party outfits for Sonic's friends, party outfits for the Coco, and even a party-themed makeover for the island, which also changes the look for the UI. Is it tacky? Yes, but it's for a special occasion, so I don't really mind it. All of this party-themed stuff is definitely more than I was expecting to come from the Sonic's birthday section of the Wave 2 column from the roadmap. The island decorations especially take the cake here. There's several giant balloons floating in the sky, all the rails have been given a festive makeover, floating platforms are decorated, those floating hoops you'd pass through are now shaped differently, the breakable crates and containers look like presents, the springs look like cupcakes, those small balloons you usually do homing attacks on are now in the shape of Sonic and his friends, and there's even a custom party-themed playlist playing in the background which starts with the happy birthday theme, followed by a bunch of other side tracks which fit the party vibe. This is crazy. I never expected this much stuff to come from a birthday update. Sonic Team went all out here, running around the islands and seeing all the decorations. Oh man, it really feels like a party out here. Did I forget to mention that the clouds look like Sonic in rings with the decorations up? Alright. As much as I can gush about the decorations, let's move on to the juicy stuff. There's now these nodes scattered around the islands with a timer on them. Performing a side loop around them initiates an Action Chain Challenge. So what is an Action Chain Challenge? Basically, when it starts, you're tasked with performing different actions for points under a time limit. These actions include boosting, grinding rails, collecting rings, collecting these glowy round object thingies, destroying enemies, performing tricks, and more. By performing these actions, you'll increase your chain count and also fill this bar at the top center left of the screen, which multiplies your score output. In order to maximize your score, you need to vary your actions. For example, if you spend a lot of time just collecting rings but all of a sudden touch a boost pad, you'll suddenly gain a lot of points. You'll need to get a lot of points in general to achieve an S rank for these challenges. There's 10 Action Chain Challenges per island, and they're scattered around various points of each map. Though, a lot of these are placed pretty close to one another. Like, take a look at the map for Kronos Island, for example. The 4th and 6th ones are really close to one another. So close to the point where I could end up starting the 4th challenge and running past the node for challenge 6. What I'm trying to get at here is, I don't think there needed to be 10 of these per island. Maybe 5 nodes that are scattered pretty far from one another would have been better, because for a lot of these, I felt that I could do a similar, if not the same sequence within an area where the starting nodes are close. Nitpicks aside, these are fun, free-form challenges that gives you just another thing to do on the islands. So, what do you get for getting an S rank for all the Action Chain Challenges? Well, if you recall the launch trailer for this wave of DLC, they revealed that the Spin Dash would be included in this update. I'm sure many people assume that they'd be able to use this ability the moment they turn the game on. Oh, no sir. If you want the Spin Dash, you have to get an S rank on all the Action Chain Challenges. That's 40 challenges in total across 4 different islands, each lasting a minute long. And that's not accounting for retries either. Granted, doing this is only very time consuming and not difficult, at least in my opinion. So, is unlocking the Spin Dash worth it? Yeah. It is. Spoiler alert, but this is the best addition to this update, hands down. Dude, the spin dash is so fast. So fast, in fact, that you'll be set flying in the air most of the time. It's even usable in the cyberspace stages, and I'm now convinced that they weren't designed with this ability in mind. If you thought the power boost was fast, you've seen nothing yet. You can perform the spin dash by holding the crouch button and then repeatedly pressing the sonic boom button, you know, the gun, to rev up the spin dash. Though you can also just press the sonic boom button when not near an enemy to do a spin dash, and you go just as fast as revving the things, so yeah. Pick your method. Spin dashing is similar to boosting, even going as far as consuming the boost gauge. Some differences between boosting and spin dashing are as follows. It's faster than boosting, which I already said. It can damage enemies. Yeah, unlike the boost in this game, you can spin dash through enemies. It's not a powerful attack by any means, but you can destroy lower level enemies with it. And it's only usable on the ground. Boosting has the leg up here, as you can only spin dash on the ground. But of course, this is in line with how this move works in the first place. If you try to spin dash in the air, you'll drop down while charging it, similar to the drop dash, but not really. I highly recommend you grind those action chain S ranks for the spin dash. This is a game-changing, heck, maybe even game-breaking mechanic that you've got to try for yourself. It's just too much fun, man. At first I was thinking New Coco meant another skin for them. Well, that technically happened already with the whole party thing earlier, so what are the New Coco then? Simply put, they're slightly larger Coco in comparison to the normal ones, which also sport unique accessories such as a crown, a cowboy hat, or Caliburn? Is that you? So where are these New Coco? Well, they're on the map, silly. But when you get near one of these locations, you'll notice platforms and structures that weren't there previously. This is another challenge added to the game. You must conquer these new puzzles and obstacle courses in the open zones in order to collect these New Coco. Take this structure from Kronos Island, for example. Basically, I had to find switches in this thing to open it up and find more until I eventually revealed the location of the Coco. It was a little tricky for me to figure out, admittedly. Some of these structures are also hidden high up in the sky. So if you tracked one of the Coco locations on the map but don't see anything when you reach your destination, try looking up, or try looking for something around the area that looks like it'll elevate you towards something. By collecting these Coco and taking them to the Elder Coco, you'll be able to upgrade your boost gauge past the maximum level. So now, you can have up to 5 boost gauges to work with. Perfect for the spin dash. Just like with the action chain challenges, it's nice to have in yet another extra thing to do around the islands. Alright, let's quickly highlight some of the error stuff included in this update. First off, they actually add a status map to the game. This keeps track of everything you've collected and done on each island. Imagine my surprise when I learned that I was missing a singular memory token on Chaos Island, despite me already going through the trouble of collecting every token in the game. Also, I guess I didn't finish all the Guardian encounters and fishing before. I thought I caught all the fish in the game already, but I actually had to specifically catch all fish available at each of Big's fishing spots from each island. There's no way to track your fishing completion percentage while fishing, so I fished for about 5 minutes before seeing that I had done the thing. For the Guardian encounters, I just had to travel to each pair of swords on each map and destroy the Guardian there. I thought that destroying each kind of Guardian was enough for that golden mark, but I guess not. So, what do you get for 100%ing the whole game? A crown. Yeah, a crown. Actually, it's a skin for Sonic called Frontier Elite, which is a crown. I mean, you could wear this thing, take screenshots, and show off your dedication to 100%ing the game, I guess, but it's only an okay unlock. Only the diehards should go after this one. You can now adjust the following gameplay parameters. The rate of deceleration when jumping. If you decrease this, Sonic's jump will travel much further. Fun for open zones, maybe not that much fun for cyberspace, and yes, this setting affects cyberspace gameplay. The deceleration rate when stopping. If you lower this setting, Sonic will still move for a bit after stopping his run. I'm personally okay with Sonic stopping on a dime, but you do you, I guess. Maintaining a boost while jumping. I couldn't really find a difference with this option. And battle skill camera toggle. This has normally been enabled the whole time, but by disabling it, Sonic will look like he's doing special moves in like an MMO, I guess. It's interesting to look at, but I'll keep this option enabled. You can now turn off that audio reverb effect when boosting in cyberspace. Very nice for those that didn't like how the music sounded while boosting. You can manually erase time records for just one stage or all of them. I guess this is good for those that want to start from a clean slate with these levels, especially if you use the mod on the PC version that alters your movement and gives you an illegitimate record on a stage. Now on the results screen for one of the stages, these colored marks will appear. White for homing dash, which, if you don't know, is a technique where you initiate a homing attack towards an enemy or object, boost before hitting it, and then are sent flying in your held direction. Red for spin dash, yellow for changing the deceleration rate when jumping, and blue for the cyberspace power boost. The reward you get for S ranking all of the cyberspace challenge mode and is only usable there and the open zone cyberspace portals. The tower difficulty on Plot Filler Island has been reduced for easy mode. Sure, I guess. There's additional sound memories scattered around the islands. They're just the previous versions of the island themes. Alrighty then. Finally, they added New Game Plus. Now, in my video about the Wave 1 DLC, I already mentioned how I wanted a good excuse for replaying the game, and that extreme mode just ain't it. Well, unfortunately, this ain't it either, Chief. So first of all, in order to unlock New Game Plus, you have to beat the game. Obviously. But if you've already beaten the game prior to this update, you'll have to replay the final boss again. I recommend switching to easy mode just to skip the end shmup fight. Once this is done, New Game Plus is unlocked as a separate option on the main menu. Your skills and stats carry over from your game clear file, but not items such as memory tokens. So, besides all of that, does anything about the game itself change in New Game Plus? No. It's the same game, but now your stats are likely maxed out, and you have the spin dash. This can be a fun way to replay the game without having to grind for seeds and cocoa to level yourself up. But man, I would have liked at least a slight change to the gameplay. But I know, this is a large game. Large for modern Sonic game standards. So it'd be difficult to drastically change the game up for a New Game Plus mode. I didn't end up finishing New Game Plus, but instead only went through Kronos Island just to see if anything was different, and nope, nothing. Though if there are new variations on the current enemies and maybe a change to how the rings work, then maybe I give this mode a more fair shake. Well guys, that's gonna do it for this video. The second wave of Frontiers DLC included much more than I was anticipating, and although a couple aspects were underwhelming, the rest of it really shined through. Anyways, did y'all try out the new Frontiers DLC? And if so, what did you think of it? Let me know in the comments below, and while you're down there, be sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, as we are on the road to 10,000 subscribers. See y'all in another video.